guys, Comic Boom here to review Brave and the Bold number 3. This issue kicks off with more glorious art by Liam Sharp. This is his best issue to date, as it's hard enough to imagine that he can actually get better than previous issues, but the art here is fantastic. And the story is really picking up too. This third chapter starts off with Batman waking up in Turnanog, and boy, he wakes up and he sees a vision in the form of Wonder Woman. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the art here just continues to impress. And what's interesting here is we learn a few things about this mystical place called Turnanog, and it sort of exists in its own sort of realm, a lot like Themyscira. Wonder Woman explains that places like Themyscira and Turnanog exist, obviously, not so much in different dimensions, but in a different realm, and it's sort of difficult to explain. For example, Paradise Island, it exists in a realm that is somewhat endless, so once you're on Themyscira can theoretically, she says, almost go on forever. It's literally like its own world. While it might theoretically be an island, it's much more vast than that. Turnanog is a little bit different. Turnanog is its own realm, but it's limited. It's actually caged. It's discovered here that the war between the Fomorians and the Durdana, that the war that they have between themselves has been going on for centuries, and they almost forget why they're at war with each other. And Wonder Woman, remember that Wonder Woman recruited Batman to come to Turnanog to help her solve the murder of King Aletha. Now, King Aletha, his plan was that he wanted to actually take his people into our realm. He wanted to basically escape Turnanog. And it's discovered here, Wonder Woman points out to Batman that, you know, Turnanog is they're actually, in a sense, they're prisoners there. They can't escape. Kurnanos, who is sort of like the ferryman of all living men, of all living things in Turnanog. And no Fomorian or member of Durdana can actually leave Turnanog because they can't. They seem to be trapped there. And Batman notices something, and so does Wonder Woman, that the whole atmosphere in Turnanog seems to be one of sadness. It's absolutely beautiful and breathtaking, as perfectly illustrated by Liam Sharp's art. But what really stands out is there's a sense of foreboding and sadness that's everywhere. And Batman makes a very interesting observation that, you know, no one seems to really die. And he asked Wonder Woman, has anyone ever actually been killed in this ongoing war between the Fomorians and the Durdana? Has anyone actually died? It doesn't appear as if maybe there was a lot of death, and yet here we have the death of King Aletha, which seems to be at odds. So what's different? What was King Aletha really doing? What was it that the Fomorians and the Durdana were escaping from when they went to Turnanog in the first place? Or how was it that they got there in the first place? There seems to be a mystery here, because in the first issue it was revealed that the origins, or so we were led to believe, according to Kurnanos, is that the Fomorians and the Durdanog used to exist in our realm, and they were powerful gods. But then when they went to Turnanog, as the belief in them slowly faded in our world over time, they lost their powers, and ostensibly this somehow led to them being sort of trapped there, and it's affected their memories, and now they live there, but now there's a civil war between the Fomorians and the Durdana. But there's got to be more than that. And the motive to killing King Aletha, it's believed to be that the motive was that certain forces don't want to leave Turnanog, but King Aletha wanted to work toward perhaps getting people to come into our realm and to expand the boundaries of Turnanog, because they're essentially, there's giant walls that surround Turnanog that are inescapable. No one can escape. So the mystery is building here, and this issue ends on a cliffhanger because it shows a particular individual at the end who I'm assuming is a king of some kind, because Batman basically warns Wonder Woman that there might not be a happy ending to this story, that because everything ends, all empires end, all nations end, and it might be simply Turnanog's time, because you never know, all things have an ending. And so it's really picking up. The language here is Liam Sharp. Not only does he do a great job in the art, but he understands the language so well. The dialogue here is just excellent. He nails Batman. He really tries to get into Batman's head. Wonder Woman's language, Wonder Woman's vocabulary is excellent. He nails her voice. It's very reminiscent of Greg Rucka's run. You could tell that Liam Sharp was inspired by Greg Rucka's Rebirth Wonder Woman run that he drew. And for those of you that are just being introduced with Liam Sharp for the first time, if you want to see him draw some beautiful pictures, check out the Wonder Woman The Lies run, which is you can get in trade paperback form. It's excellent. But his run here is just, his art here is just, it's extremely impressive. The way he nails Batman here, he describes, he has Batman portrayed as someone who's very much science-based, Batman needs to get a hold. As Batman describes it, Batman needs a stream. And by that is, he thinks logically, he thinks scientifically. And Batman is in a different paradigm. If you go from a world where science is the paradigm, in order to solve things and to understand how the world works and actually solve crimes, you're going to have to know how that paradigm works. In our world, it's cause and effect, it's science. But in a world of magic, as Batman explains, Batman needs to change the way he thinks. He's got to think, he's got to understand what's the paradigm, what are the paradigmatic principles of this new realm. And Batman remembered something that one of his friends from when he was young told him about, being able to see fairies spying on you by looking through a rock that has a natural born hole in it. You'll be able to see them, and that's exactly what he does. So Batman's very intelligently trying to think as if he's in a different realm. I'm a little bit curious. I think Liam Sharp plays Wonder Woman a little bit stupid here. I think I'm pretty sure Wonder Woman should have known that. Wonder Woman ought to know more about gods, and frankly ought to know more about certain magical principles in other realms than Batman would, but I guess that's the way that Liam Sharp's playing it. But guys, check this out. It's a great issue. It's well worth it. Liam Sharp continues to impress. And until next issue, hit the subscribe button. And feel free to check me out on Twitter. My handle on Twitter, it's comicboom @Metropolis40. Check it out. And until next time, Comic Boom out.